is the VSB TV11 News for Thursday, May 29th. I'm Peter Cattell. Our top story: Premier Michael Dunkley was sworn in as the leader of the country just over a week ago. In part one of a two-part interview with VSB's Julia Smatt, Premier Dunkley said that presently he intends to keep his Ministry of National Security and does not foresee any changes in the Senate or Cabinet in the immediate future. Premier Dunkley answered some questions about his plans to move Bermuda forward and what style of leadership he intends to exhibit.
Looking forward to working with my ministers. I'm going to put the responsibility on them to work their ministries in conjunction with the PS and the staff that they have. If ministers need my support on issues, I will certainly be there. But I've got enough on my plate as the Premier and the Minister of National Security. So I'll let them do the job that they're supposed to do. But, you know, I think it has to be very clear to all the people watching this broadcast that I expect our team to be much more out there in the public than we have been in the past. And, you know, I'm not making excuses for what went on over the past 18 months, but, you know, when people are put into positions, it takes a time to, you know, find out where you need to go, get your feet on the ground and stuff like that. We've had plenty of opportunity for that. Our ministers need to be out there because politics is simple. It's about people. And if you're not out there with the people, communicating with the people, understanding the people, you're not going to be successful. We can have the best policies and programs, but if we sit in this office or in the Cabinet office or in the House of Assembly or in the Senate and don't let the people know what those policies are, they're not going to get buy-in, and they will. It's something that I think has merit and we should look at, but let me be very, very clear, it's not something that's high on my agenda at this point in time. There's pros and cons to it, and it's something I'll be happy to take a look at.
Speaking of your agenda, what is high on your agenda?
One of the first things I want to do is, through the strengths of leadership with myself and colleagues, is get people to look at the brighter side of things. Yes, together we will turn this thing around. And I'm more than willing to work with any organization in Bermuda who wants to put the best foot forward and move forward. And you know, that I'm willing to work with the opposition as well. I understand how the Westminster system works. I understand the opposition's job, but you know, when the chips are down, we need to get together and we need to change the way we're going.
Some people are saying that the country seems to be particularly divided at the moment. How, as Premier, do you propose going about unifying the country and restoring trust in your government?
I will do it by the way I lead. And my leadership is simple. I'm just like everyone else out there, except I have a very important and critical position. I don't intend to change my life as much as I can. I'll keep the same. I'm going to be out there with the community. I'm going to try to inspire people that we can get out of this. I'm going to work with my colleagues to attract inward investment. I'm going to work with my colleagues to help create jobs out in the community. And you've already seen some of the successes that we've had. You know, Bermuda is a safer place now than it was, thanks to the great work of the men and women in the Bermuda Police Service and those other organizations. We're starting to see some very positive signs recently, and we just need to keep pushing that forward. One of my strengths, I believe, is I lack patience. My patience is lacking is I want progress to happen quicker. And if some of my colleagues or some people in the community want me to hold back a little bit, no, we can't hold back. We've got to move forward because the world is not going to wait for Bermuda. And we need to go out there and grasp it.
The last time a hurricane struck Bermuda, the Emergency Measures Organization held a post-mortem, but rejected the suggestion the media be invited to attend to provide details of its experience. And just this year, a tsunami exercise was held by the EMO, and the media were not invited to take part. Since it is the media who offer an invaluable link between the EMO and the public in times of emergency, VSB News' Brian Darby thought to ask Police Inspector Stephen Cosham, alternate National Disaster Coordinator, if the time had come for another approach.
Yeah, part of the mission of the EMO is to inform the public about what is going on. So not only do we have the media outlets, we have social media, and they're developing very, very fast now. Facebook, Twitter were never heard of a few years ago. So we need to start using more outlets as much as possible and as effectively as possible and in as timely as we possibly can to inform the public of what's going on.
Wouldn't it be more effective to have a national emergency centre?
It has been talked about, exactly how that'll work, who it comes under, and who funds it. Absolutely, but there's only so much money to go around to fund all the different posts that government and the public needs.
So my grumble that I haven't seen you around the office to talk to is unfair, isn't it?
Well, you haven't been to my office, but I'm always working hard, getting what I have to get done.
What's the main problem when you think of media? Do you think we're irresponsible sometimes?
No, I don't think you're responsible. I think that you want to put a story out to the public, and that not just the police, all organisations need to understand the role that you play and how you can help them. And the more information that we can get to you, it gives you something tangible that you can put out.
You had recent exercises. The media were not invited. Might that change?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm sorry I can't speak to the last exercise. I was off island at that time.
Right. Well, you think it's a good idea?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, because, and also, I suppose, basically, at the end of the emergency, you have a post-mortem.
Yes.
We've never been invited to a post-mortem. Would you like to see that change?
Absolutely.
What is it we can give you?
It's just informing the public what's going on and getting the messages out accurately, absolutely, and in a timely fashion, yes.
For the past 18 years, Belco has been sponsoring the Rubber Duck Derby in St. George's to raise money for the Friends of Hospice charity. Over the years, the amount of money donated by the generous public has crept up until $144,000 was raised last year, and the event has become the hospice's leading source of funds. So this Sunday's holding of the Derby off Ordnance Island is vitally important, according to Executive Director Kathy Belvedere.
It is our largest fundraiser and supports all of the programs, or the majority of the programs that we're able to provide to support Agape House.
Now, we did talk to some of your officials recently, and they did say that the dream is to expand and get a bigger thing. But yeah, this is today. This is paying the bills today, isn't it? And how much did you make last year?
We made, I think, just under $145,000, and so that's our goal again for this year. So I think we're well on track. And it supports the bill paying of the salary of our full-time chef, and we provide that 7 days a week. And then we've got the day hospice on Mondays, and that provides a lot of support programs, Reiki, art therapy, massage therapy. We provide them lunch and things like that. So a lot of this goes to support, the programs, and then bereavement counseling that we provide to inpatients and their families. And a lot of other different things, but this really is our largest fundraiser and provides that funding for those programs.
That's dying with dignity. There's nothing quite more than you can do.
Exactly. And we basically have one chance to get it right in the majority of cases. It's not often that we get more than one chance. Some people do come just to spend a short period of time for maybe pain management or even for therapy that they need. So they come to us for like a week or two, and then they go back home.
Still ahead on the TV11 News is Rachel with the weather preview.
Thanks, Peter. A few evening showers as the winds decrease. And on the radar, we can see a sort of band of showers passing along the marine area. But please stay tuned with the full weather report as we take a closer look at the weekend.
The weather radar picture provided courtesy of the Ministry of Transport on VSB TV11.
Save $3 on sweet California strawberries, $3.99 for a 1-pound tub. XL Tender Choice Fresh Boneless Pork Chops, just $5.99 per pound. Only $1.29 for all varieties of 6-ounce ShopRite Greek yogurt. Save $1.85 on Kraft Mayonnaise, $4.99 for a 30-ounce jar. A cool treat, Turkey Hill Ice Cream, $6.29 for all varieties of 48-ounce tubs. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more super specials.
Looking for a new workout? Need to lose weight? Move more, Bermuda, and dance it off with us at Bermuda Jazzercise with Valentina. You've seen us on Facebook, and your friends have told you you've got to try it. Well, now is the time. Check out our Facebook page, Bermuda Jazzercise with Valentina, or simply drop in at 5:30 any Monday or Tuesday at St. Andrew's Church Hall in Hamilton, across from HSBC Bank on Church Street. Come on down, get healthy, and have fun with us at Bermuda Jazzercise with Valentina.
Hi, I'm Robert Pearies at the Vasco da Gama Club. Please join me as I host a panel discussion on the Portuguese in Bermuda on VSB Channel 11.
Wednesday, June the 4th and Friday, June the 6th at 9 p.m. and Sunday, June the 8th at 8 p.m.
See you then.
Bermuda is an easy way to find great discounts while discovering fun activities to do in Bermuda.
Discover the best spas, restaurants, activities, services, and shops at 50% off.
Sign up to Bermudeals and start saving today.
To make his point about the need to monitor local rest homes and nursing establishments for treatment that breaks the health regulations, Shadow Minister of Seniors, Derek Burgess, provided the following examples of what his party has uncovered.
Some complaints that have been shared with me by relatives of seniors who presently reside in privately run restrooms are as follows. A stroke victim, unable to speak with several deep open bed sores, almost skeletally thin, his body contorted and rigid, and in urgent need of specialist nursing care, was found in a private nursing homes. Complaints were made, but to no avail. The situation was resolved by bypassing all the protocols and moving the patient to another facility. Residents in another home spend the whole day inactive, sitting in designated chairs in a main area where there is no ventilation or access to open air. One resident's nails had not been cut for a very long time. They were so long and curved that they resembled claws. One home served pizza and salad for dinner. On another night, sandwiches were served for dinner. In another home, there was mold on the ceiling and at the top of the walls, and there was only cold water in the bathroom. Another elderly lady was admitted to an assisted living unit in a 4-bedded room containing a high, non-adjustable bed with wheels that would not lock, a call button that was out of reach, a slippery floor, and no night light. The room was in complete darkness at night, contrary to the 2001 Act. During the night, she attempted to get out of bed to use the bathroom. She tried to get off the bed, which skidded across the floor, causing her to fall, which resulted in injury to her.
Administrator of Rex, Philippe Rouja, says that the task of selling the appeal of Bermuda Rex as diving attractions for visitors is being made a great deal easier by the remarkable beauty of Bermuda's underwater world. He calls it a glorious mix of nature's art and Bermuda's protection efforts.
We as a country are benefiting. I mean, I tell you, our tourists, they say we don't see parrotfish like this anywhere else we go. Our divers, they dive the Marie Celeste. It's a great historic wreck. I love promoting it. We've got a lot more things to talk about coming up with the Marie Celeste. But, if you literally 75 feet away, you can go to a spawning aggregation of parrotfish, during this month of April and May. And, in one dive you can do both these things. That's amazing.
So if that's going for the parrotfish, there are other species then doing well.
Oh, well, I mean, the great thing is, while we're there watching the parrotfish, a rockfish is swimming by underneath, and, we've caught rockfish with parrotfish inside them, so they're clearly eating them. These things are, it all interweaves, then I suppose it's the point. And in that sense, the environment does that, the ecology does that, everything's interrelated. And I think the success of our economy, the success of our lives, and the beauty of Bermuda is how we manage to interrelate all those things. And so, yeah, there's our cultural heritage being celebrated on one side of the shipwreck, and right next door, here's, another thing we protected, the natural heritage, and that seems to be doing its thing and kind of, providing that free ecosystem service that we could not afford to replicate. We can't do what nature does when it's at its best. And so, finding ways to maintain a balance so that nature can, commit itself to taking care of itself, well, that's just, that's great. Fabulous.
The end of the school year is fast approaching, And the Coalition for the Protection of Children is appealing to people to hand in their used uniforms so that struggling families can provide their children with the proper uniforms for the next school year. Sheila Cooper of the Coalition for the Protection of Children explained how the school uniform initiative works.
Well, as we get to the end of the school year and moms begin to realize that their kids may not fit into those uniforms in September and start beginning to wonder, well, okay, what do I do now? Our doors are open to collect the school uniforms for the next group who start in September. It's always a big drama in September for so many moms. It's very expensive to buy these uniforms new. So we will provide the opportunity and the place and the staff to help organize the drop-off at our offices, preferably toward the end of June, but they can bring them in as soon as they can. Things that are already too small, but we'd really like to provide that service so that we're well prepared in September to really give the kids that don't have school uniforms a chance.
Now, here is a look at the daily markets, presented by Bias.
Here are the daily markets presented by Bias. Global equity markets rose as investors brushed off weaker than expected U.S. economic data, while U.S. Treasury yields were little changed, erasing losses after a global bond market rally. The S&P 500 hit another intraday high, despite GDP data showing the U.S. economy contracted 1%. The S&P 500 gained 0.54% to close at 1,920 points. 6,000 shares of Keytech and 4,500 shares of Ascendant traded hands today. Keytech closed at $4.50, unchanged on the day, while Ascendant closed at $7.01, a loss of 5.65%. UK stocks climbed on bets that the US will rebound from the harsh winter that slowed the world's largest economy. The FTSE 100 gained 0.29% to close at 6,871. Japan's Nikkei 225 index rose marginally, extending its gain into a sixth day, as strong Asian equities supported sentiment. The Nikkei closed at 14,682 points, a gain of 0.07%. The Bovespa dropped on speculation that recent gains among financial institutions were hard to sustain considering Brazil's economic and political outlook. The Bovespa shaved 0.75% to close at 52,247 points. U.S. Treasuries yields rose as data showed the U.S. economy shrank in the first quarter, but did not alter the view of a solid rebound this spring. The 5-year Treasury yield gained 2 basis points to close at 1.52%. The dollar fell from a 7-week high as data showed the U.S. economy shrank for the first time in 3 years, increasing the case for the Federal Reserve to maintain interest rates at record lows. That was a look at the daily markets presented by Bias. There's more news after the break.
We live in a beautiful environment. One way to help keep it that way is to always remember your reusable grocery bag. If you forgot, you can still do your part in saving our planet by buying a Marketplace green bag for only $1.19. Not only are they good for groceries, but they're handy for many other uses. Always have your bags inside of you or put your grocery list in one so that you don't forget your reusable bags. You and the Marketplace are helping to save the environment by choosing to reuse.
Are you frustrated and confused by complex online banking systems? The quickest, easiest way to pay bills is with EasyPay.
They're very good. They're excellent. I'd recommend them all the time. EasyPay is the easy way.
The whole reason I joined EasyPay is because of what the name stands for. It's very easy to pay.
I've been using EasyPay for over 10 years. It really is an easy product to use.
Bill payment doesn't get any easier than EasyPay. Email Dal at easypay.bm or visit easypay.bm.
I just downloaded the Layer app for the Bermuda Sun, and it is so cool. You can find so many new videos, and you can watch sports and news and pictures and everything. You have to download it. It's really neat. All you have to do is put your phone over the image, and the image comes to life. You have a full video of everything. It's really, really neat.
Yes, I just downloaded the Layer, and it works pretty good. I think it's great.
I've never seen anything like it. It was unbelievable.
Yes, I tried the app this morning, and I think it's great.
Bermuda is me.
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 Bermuda is all of us. Happy Heritage Month from Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
People and Places with Charles Webb. Mondays in the VSB TV 11 Evening News at 7:30, 8:30 and midnight. Sponsored by Big Saving Zone at the end of Stocks Road, St. David's.
Earl Baisden is next with the Sports Report.
This coming weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, some roads leading to Front Street will be blocked off as there will be some high-flying action as the Bermuda Karting Club will host a Grand Prix. Club President Scott Barnes is really looking forward to the weekend of racing.
We're just excited to show Bermudians what karting's all about. If people, think about karting, they don't know what it's about, come out, see what it's all about. Just high-speed, exciting racing, bumper-to-bumper action, 2 inches off the ground. So we're excited to show everyone what it's all about.
John Carrero Jr., the club's vice president, lays out the route for the weekend.
Basically, we're starting at where the stables, the horses usually sit. So we'll start there, head out towards All Boys Point. We're going around All Boys Point, take the quick left and a right onto Bermudiana. Then we'll come down that one way by Yo Cherry onto Parlerville, and then back out onto Front Street around the barricades. And we'll have a nice hairpin right here at Burnaby Hill, going right back to the start finish.
Last evening, the 2014 Appleby Bermuda Half Marathon Derby Award ceremony took place at the Fairmont Hamilton, where Tyler Butterfield and Ashley Thwanick picked up the male and female trophies. Former Missouri track and field standout Tyrone Smith, a 2-time member of the Bermuda Olympic team and a 3-time All-American performer in long jump, was inducted as one of 6 new members to the Great Lakes Valley Conference Hall of Fame class of 2014. The 2014 Wednesday night sailing series continued with 33 boats going to the start line for race day 5, with Smokin' returning to winning ways. They crossed the line first in a time of 1:19.41 and with the correct time of 1:13.40, so them finish in the top spot. Next across the line was Elusive, clocking a time of 1:19.44, and with their corrected time of 1:14.45, saw them finish second on the night. Yobster crossed the line next with a time of 1:20.36, and with their corrected time of 1:15.34, saw them finish third on the night. With a corrected time of 1:15.47, saw Thresh finish fourth, while Frame rounded out the top 5 finishers on the night with a corrected time of 1:16.21. The Bermuda Amateur Swimming Association have updated their short course meter records that saw 2 records that have stood for years eliminated. During the Mallet Spring Splash in Canada, Ethan Daly with a time of 5:26.43 during the boys 11 to 12 400-meter individual medley broke a record that stood for 24 years set by Stephen Fay, who was clocked at 5:43.78 back on July 1st, 1990. In the Mallet Swim Team class time trial event, also in Canada, Daly was back at it again, this time in the boys 11 to 12 100-meter individual medley, where he touched the wall in a time of 1:09.03, breaking Matthew Brewer's record of 1:11.79 set back on August 1st, 1983, that had previously stood for 31 years. I'm Earl Baisden reporting for VSB Sports.
This is James Dodgson, Deputy Director of the Bermuda Weather Service with a Hurricane Awareness Update. Did you know that water is the biggest cause of loss of life and property during a hurricane? Storm surge, inundation and flooding can cause more damage than high wind speeds alone. This damage can be greater when the storm surge and swell coincides with high tides. Hurricane season runs from June the 1st through November the 30th. Will you be ready? Have a hurricane plan in place for your business and home. During the onset of a tropical system, be sure to finish preparations in advance of the onset of hazardous conditions. Monitor the Bermuda Weather Service's website, www.weather.bm, for the latest weather updates. This tip has been brought to you by the Bermuda Weather Service, Bermuda's official source of weather watches, warnings, forecasts and observations, courtesy of BAS Serco Limited.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's VSB weather forecast. Our weather shot is brought to us by Marvine, taking it to this afternoon in St. George's. A very creative shot. We see some ruins framing some beautiful old historic buildings in St. George's against a backdrop of another beautiful blue sky. We had just a shower that came through the afternoon through part of the island. I know I got rained on, but thank you, Marvine, for sending this wonderful shot in. Temperatures for today. We had a high of 78 at 2 in the afternoon and a low of 72 at 5 in the morning. Current conditions, 73 degrees, humidity 70%, winds westerly 12 to 18 knots, and barometric pressure is falling slowly at 29.95 inches. Rainfall index for the month of May, 2.34 for a yearly total of 23.37, yearly normal for this time, 21.36 inches. And taking a look at the satellite. A dissipating front brings a few evening showers as winds decrease through tonight. 1 or 2 showers remain Friday as a low to the near north deepens and brings moderate winds Friday night. A weak trough will then pass Saturday morning into the afternoon with a few showers and a slight chance of thunder. Unsettled conditions then continue through Sunday. And taking a look at the gateway cities, Atlanta mostly cloudy, 86. Boston mostly cloudy, 66. Charlotte, mostly cloudy and 80. London, also mostly cloudy, 62. Miami, mostly cloudy, 85. New York, mostly cloudy, 71. Orlando, continuing the trend, mostly cloudy, 91. Philadelphia, mostly cloudy, 74. Toronto, sunny, 73. And Washington, mostly cloudy and 78 degrees. And back at home tonight, mostly cloudy with a few evening showers. 1 or 2 late night with a low near 69. Winds west-northwest, 12 to 18 knots. With a higher gust in showers, then decreasing to 8 to 12 knots later. And tomorrow, sunny breaks with 1 or 2 showers, high near 78, winds west-northwest 8 to 12 knots, then decreasing to 5 to 10 knots, and veering westerly 8 to 12 knots by the evening, and then increasing 12 to 18 knots late night. Marine tonight, seas inside the reef 1 to 2 feet, seas outside the reef 4 to 7 feet, and the sea surface temperature is 76 degrees. Marine tomorrow, seas inside the reef 1 to 2 feet, seas outside the reef 4 to 7 feet. High tide will be at 12:19 in the morning and low tide will be at 4:12 in the afternoon. And taking a look at the 5-day forecast. Saturday, cloudy, a few showers and a slight chance of thunder, mainly early, windy, high near 76. Sunday, mix of sun and cloud with 1 or 2 showers, breezy, high near 74. Monday, mix of sun and cloud, breezy, high near 74. And Tuesday, partly cloudy with a high near 74. Thank you to Michelle Pitcher, our meteorologist for tonight, and everyone at the Bermuda Weather Service. Please don't forget, it's Hurricane Awareness Week. Check out weather.bm for more information and look out for the informative segments on the news. I'm Rachel Sodden. Have a great evening.
Thanks for tuning in to the TV11 News. Good night.
Peter Cattell's attire courtesy of A.S. Cooper & Sons Limited. Wardrobe and makeup for Rachel Sodden, provided by Gibbons Company.
VSB TV11 Bermuda.